The village of Eldenwood lay nestled at the edge of an ancient forest, where towering trees whispered secrets only the wind could understand. The villagers lived simple lives, bound by the rhythms of the land and their devotion to the celestial gods, who they believed ruled from the heavens above. The night sky, a tapestry of stars, was their sanctuary, a constant reminder of the divine. But this night, the heavens were not still. Alaric, the village's lone hunter, stood on a hill overlooking the forest. His sharp eyes, trained from years of tracking game, spotted the first streak of light across the darkened sky. It was unlike any shooting star he'd seen. Brighter, faster, and closer. Then came another, and another. Soon, the heavens were ablaze, as if the stars themselves were raining down upon the earth. Villagers emerged from their homes, their faces illuminated by the fiery spectacle. Gasps of awe turned to murmurs of fear as the largest streak of light plummeted into the heart of the forest. The impact sent a tremor through the ground, and a glowing light pulsed from within the dense woods.
"An omen,"
muttered Elder Miriam, clutching her staff tightly. Her voice carried the weight of decades, a solemn authority that silenced the crowd.
"The stars do not fall without reason."
Alaric's jaw tightened. Omens and superstition meant little to him, a man who trusted what he could see and touch. But the hunter in him felt unease, a predator's instinct warning him of danger. Without waiting for the others, Alaric grabbed his bow and quiver and vanished into the forest, determined to uncover the truth. The air within the woods was thick with an unnatural energy. The hunter's steps were muffled by the soft, glowing moss that now blanketed the ground. As Alaric approached the crater, a faint hum filled the air, resonating in his chest like a distant drumbeat. When he reached the edge, he froze. Within the smoldering crater stood a figure of light. Its form was humanoid but ethereal, shimmering as if made of pure starlight. The being turned its head toward him, its eyes, if they could be called eyes, gleaming with an otherworldly brilliance. Alaric's instincts screamed at him to run, but he stood his ground, gripping his bow tightly. Before he could draw an arrow, the being raised a hand.
"Do not fear."
It spoke, its voice a melody of countless tones.
"We come to mend what is broken."
More figures emerged from the crater, their radiant forms casting eerie shadows. Each moved with grace, their presence commanding both awe and dread. By morning, the village was transformed. The celestial beings, now calling themselves the children of the sky, had spread across Eldenwood. They healed the sick, made barren fields flourish, and banished the drought that had plagued the village for years. The villagers, initially hesitant, welcomed their otherworldly visitors with open arms. But Alaric was not convinced. He watched from a distance, his distrust growing with each miracle.
"They give too freely,"
he told Elder Miriam one evening.
"Nothing in this world comes without a price."
The elder nodded, her brow furrowed.
"You're not wrong, Hunter. There is a prophecy, a warning written in the oldest texts."
She retrieved a fragile scroll and unrolled it carefully. The words, faded with time, told of the fall of the stars and the fire that would follow.
"When the last star falls, the world will burn."
Miriam recited, her voice trembling. That night, Alaric couldn't sleep. He wandered the forest edge, his thoughts consumed by the prophecy and the being's cryptic words. As he walked, a soft glow caught his eye, a figure sitting alone beneath a tree. It was one of them. She was different from the others, her light dimmer, her form more solid. She looked up as he approached, her expression unreadable.
"You do not trust us,"
she said, her voice tinged with sorrow.
"Should I?"
Alaric replied, his tone sharp. The being hesitated before speaking again.
"I am Leora. And no, you should not.
"What do you mean?"
We were not sent to save you."
Her words sent a chill through him. Leora glanced at the sky, where only a few stars remained.
"We were cast down, punished for defying the laws of our realm. And the prophecy."
Her voice faltered.
"The prophecy is true."
A sudden rustle in the bushes snapped Alaric's attention to the shadows. He drew an arrow ready to fire. From the darkness emerged another celestial being, but this one was different. Its light was dim and flickering, its form twisted and grotesque.
I see you've made a friend, Leora.
Sneered, its voice like shattered glass. Leora's face paled,
The starless one.
the twisted being grinned, its malevolence palpable.
When the last star falls, this world will be mine.
Alaric loosed his arrow, but it passed through the figure as if striking air. The starless one laughed, the sound echoing eerily before it vanished into the darkness. As dawn broke, Alaric and Leora returned to the village, their urgency heightened. The stars were falling faster now, and the villagers' awe was beginning to sour into fear. Elder Miriam listened gravely to their account of the starless one, her expression grim.
The prophecy cannot be stopped, but perhaps it can be rewritten.
She said, her voice heavy. Alaric's heart pounded as he exchanged a glance with Leora. Whatever was coming, they had little time to prepare.